This is Roger with Wheel Kinetics in Tucson, Arizona. We're selling this truck as a 2001 Ford F350, regular cab, single rear wheel, with a utility workbox on it. It's an XL, which basically means spinal floor and crank windows. It does have air. It is an automatic. It has 268,000 miles. It's a 7.3 liter turbo diesel. It's two-wheel drive. We bought it directly from an insurance company in California. They were too cheap to fix the broken ignition to see if it ran. It also needed a starter. When we got it here, I'll run through it real quickly here. We did a new shift cable, new starter, new air filter, new door ajar sensor, ignition, cam sensor, and the passenger window was broken, and we put a used window in the passenger door. It runs great. This is a nice little truck. Obviously it's a 7.3. It's on a salvage title due to theft, not collision. Please watch the little animated video in our ads. It tells you why you get a salvage title when they're not wrecked. Basically it's lawyers and insurance and liability. So the insurance company's way of getting divorced from the vehicle, so that if you kill yourself in it and you find out that Allstate or Geico used to own it, that you can't sue them. Okay? That's it. I'm going to walk around it. I'm going to show you what's going on. It's going to be pretty quick. Tires look like they're probably 40 or 50% all the way around. It's just a white work truck. Not a whole lot to talk about here. Couple dings on this door right here. A little bit of tape. They had tape over the window because the window was broken. They had a piece of plastic over it. I doubt that you're looking for this vehicle for cosmetics. If you are, then you're probably need psychiatric counseling. But that's it from the passenger side. Floor looks good. Jason's going to come out here and open up these doors for us and show them how they work. The handles are in surprisingly good shape. Usually these handles are beat up. There we go on this side. When he closes them all, he pushes this thing in and it locks them all down. That tank right there, we can take out if you don't want it. But if you do want it, basically it's just a, looks like it's a 100-gallon tank, is that right? 100-gallon tank that's just sitting there. 100-gallon tank that's sitting there, and it's kind of ratchet strapped in. It's not hooked up to anything. There's no tubes coming out of the bottom into the tank. It's just a tank that happened to be there when we got it. If you don't want it, we'll just pull it out, but might have some value to you. It does have a tow package. There's your light plug here. Tow package there. Got a couple hooks here you can tow with. Here's the other side. It's just a twin to the passenger side. There you go. Probably wondering why I have it running. I have it running because it's 5,000 degrees in Tucson, and I'd like to get into it with air conditioning going, and that feels really good. I'm going to open the hood. By the way, this piece is missing. This piece of plastic, we aren't replacing it. It's a work truck. I'm not going to spend $50 on a piece of plastic for that. Obviously, the radio was stolen also. That's a preference thing. Every time we put a used radio in, people tell us they didn't want it. They've got their own. So the radio's up to you also. All right, let's look for the Ford stamps. There's a Ford stamp right there. There's the Ford stamp right there. New battery on this side. Here's the Ford stamp right there, and right there. That just tells you that nothing's been replaced in the front end. When they crash them and they put them back together, they don't use Ford parts, so this thing has not been crashed. Alright. Not much to report here. There's no electronics on this thing, no windows and locks or anything. Like I said, that's not getting replaced. I'm sure you could buy one for nothing almost, but the vinyl floor looks good. There was a tear right here in the seat. We had our mobile repair guy come by and fill it and do that with it. A little bit of stain here. I mean, obviously we're not, this is a work truck, so we're not really too concerned about what's going on there. Behind the seat. The goal here really, when we get these, is to keep the price down, okay? And the best way to do that is to not go crazy with the little stuff. Let's see if I can find the end of the seat belt. There it is. Alright. Old school seat belt. Alright, now I have a seat belt on. Alright, like I said, they stole the radio. There's the antenna. Air blowing really cold. Feels good. The vents in this one are broken. But it's still blowing fine. Here's your overdrive off and on. You turn the air down so you can hear. I don't know what they had there. They must have had some sort of a light kit or something hooked up to this thing. Alright, let's go for a ride. Alright, it's on a salvage title. So obviously you can't get insurance or plates on a salvage title. You have to get a level 3 inspection done here in Tucson by the cops. Gun carrying, badge wearing cops, not clerks. They do a level 3 inspection, it's called. And then I take the level 3 and the salvage title to motor vehicles to get what's called a restored salvage title. Now you can get plates and insurance. So if you're going to come here and drive it home, which you're welcome to do, that's required to do that. We charge $200 to do that for you before you get here. Then there's a dock fee of $250, and there's taxes. Taxes are 2% city sales tax here in Tucson, 2% city sales tax plus whatever your state tax rate is. So if you're one of our buyers that comes down from Alaska, which is quite often, their state tax rate is 0. So when they show up, they pay 2% tax and a $250 dock fee and $200 to restore the title. If your state tax rate is 7%, then you pay a total of 9%. That's your 7 plus R2, plus $250 dock fee, plus a $200 to restore the title. If you pay by wire and ship, the only price you have to pay is the agreed upon price. I strongly suggest you add $200 and have us restore the title for you. But if you don't, that's fine. Just make sure you can get it restored in your state, wherever you're taking it, with the truck itself, a bill of sale that we provide, and the Arizona salvage title that we provide. Those are the only 3 things you'll get: the truck, the bill of sale, and the title. Okay? Let's see, what else? Deposits. Deposit's $500. Once we have a deposit, we'll put your name in a banner over the truck at wheelkinetics.com, and it's yours. Until then, it is for sale. We don't hold vehicles for friends or on a promise or anything. Every time we do, we end up not selling something and making people who want to buy it angry because it's not for sale, and it, you know, whatever. It's just a mess. So please get your deposit. Let's see, what else? This is the point of my video where I tell you that this is a used vehicle, obviously. 268,000 miles, and it's 2001. I'm going to shut up for just a second here. This thing runs great. Not good. It runs great. Of course, it's a 7.3. They, you know, unless they're underwater, they almost always run great. But this one does. It runs and shifts perfect. Anyway, back to my little speech. I say this at the end of every video. If you watch all the videos on all the vehicles, you hear the same speech. people who built this vehicle, the Ford engineers, the designers, they give it a certain number of miles, a certain number of years for their warranty. Why do they not give it a 20-year warranty? Because they've determined at a certain number of miles and a certain number of years, they don't know what's going to happen, okay? They don't know if it's going to explode into a ball of fire or if it's going to go for 2 million miles. They don't know. So that's why they do that. Well, if they don't know what's going to happen with the vehicle they built, we can't possibly know more than they know, okay? So we don't know either. So what I say in my speech every time is, there's risk involved in buying a used vehicle. Just like there's risk in buying a used toaster or a used banjo or whatever. If you're risk averse, you need to go buy a brand new thing. This truck with the box and crank windows, two-wheel drive, would probably cost you somewhere in the $35,000 to $40,000 range. Obviously, many times what you would pay for this vehicle. So I tell people, if you do want to buy this, you do want to save the money, assume that sooner or later, some of the money you save will have to be put into some sort of repair. It could be a windshield wiper motor, all the way to the motor itself. You never know. So please do not bid if you're risk averse. Please do not bid if you have your rose-colored goggles on. But please do bid if you can recognize a good deal and deal with things in common sense. If you get a check engine light or, you know, AC brakes or something, you deal with it, okay? It'll be your vehicle, all right? Thank you very much for your time.